And so that's what's really important. Hopefully you all paid attention. I'm gonna hope it cut right there because that'd be awesome.
The part where they back up?
No, it's just I think that cut off when I was saying this is really important, and then I saw that it had been like preparing to preview. It was like, oh.
But what part were you saying really important that they back up? Nothing. You didn't get it.
No, I didn't get that.
Okay, cool.
So the thing that's really important, and the reason I want you guys to have these tables is because I want you to be able to tell if you made a mistake. All right? For example, on the quiz, a very common answer to number 2 was saying, oh, the lens has to move 35 meters. How big is 35 meters? It's over 100 feet. So you're saying the lens in this camera moved 10 stories in order to focus on, you know, to focus on like the door instead of the trees. So is that a reasonable value to get? No. So it's not always that obvious if you got the right answer or the wrong answer. Sometimes it is, and that's great. You should be able to see that. But some things that are obvious. If you have a, let's say, convex mirror like this, and I want you to find DI, should DI be positive or negative?
Negative.
Should be negative. DI should always be negative for a virtual image, and you always get a virtual image for a convex mirror. So if you do the work and you get a positive DI, what does that tell you?
You did something wrong.
You made a mistake somewhere. That's the kind of thing I want you guys to be able to do. Whether you can get back and fix the mistake, you know, maybe that doesn't happen, but at least you can tell me, I know this is wrong because. And that is much better than just giving a wrong answer. All right?
Gotcha.
So if you get an answer that's wrong and you know it's wrong, not just I think I screwed up, but I definitely have a mistake because, and you can fill in a because, that's better than just making a mistake. Would you like to share? Really? Because you know this is on YouTube, right?
Can we do the conversion? I said yes.
Yes.
The waves. So we need to know amplitude, wavelength, frequency,
And wave speed. Those are the only things we talked about.
wave speed.
So those are the things that you're going to be accountable for. How big the wave is.
Wait. Wave speed is how fast the wave is going.
Like literally how fast the wave is moving.
How do you find that?
We said that it's the product of the wave length and the frequency. Basically, a wave moves one wavelength in one period.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Other questions before we keep doing examples? Questions once, twice, thrice? All right. Well, then let's do another example.
It's going down.
All right. So let's say I've got a converging lens. Where do I want to put my object?
Inside.
No what?
Where do I want to put my object?
Yeah,
Inside F. All right. I'm not going to draw here. So that is not going to work.
Mr. Rauhala,
Yes.
real quick. The waves, can you do all like the little formulas? Like
He'll give us to the.
I will give you formulas.
okay.
You should know what the formula is saying. You do not need to memorize the actual functional form. All right. So I put my object inside of F. Here's my object. What do I do?
You draw a ray.
I draw a ray.
Parallel.
Parallel. Okay. So it goes in parallel, then what happens?
Out.
Out through F. It goes through the far focal point. All right. And it's converging.
So basically converging goes in.
Yeah, converging converges, diverging diverges. So like if you're talking to your friends, let us all converge upon the movie theater to engage in some ribaldry and, a polite afternoon of enjoyment and entertainment. No? It's not, you guys don't talk like that?
I do, not exactly. No, you know that.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I wanted to use it because you were studying English during the study. What was up with all of the like?
Oh yeah, it's all very simple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Procrastination.
All right, I need another ray. What other ray do I want to draw?
And who's that out there? Or
Do the center.
All right, the center is always a nice easy one.
So the image is going to be ginormous on the virtual side.
So, do these two rays intersect?
No.
No. So what do I have to do?
Backward.
Extend them backwards. They intersect somewhere around here-ish. So there's my image.
You have to extend both of them backwards.
Yes. This makes sense? Reasonable? Any other questions, comments, concerns, queries, conundrums?
Can we go back to waves and talk about those equations? Are we going to need
Which equation?
the equations like the F equals V plus?
No.
We don't need to know those. Or
So the equation for the Doppler effect only came up so that if people wanted to talk about that in their essay, they would have some place to start from.
and like 1 over T is the frequency of the problem.
It's not going to be important to know it, but it can. It's something that's useful information.
And the wave
I'll give you that equation.
speed.
I mean, again, did we do anything with numbers in waves? So the only point of having those equations is to kind of help you organize that information and tell you what the relations are between them. So, yeah.
So when you say waves, or the wave,
So you know how there was a picture of a wave,
yeah, do you mean
and we
like
labeled the picture of the wave in class?
in class?
Yeah. It's going to be a really hard question. It's hard to draw the like if we do a wave with yeah. So we talked about visually representing some of those, and we talked about what some of those mean. So if I'm going to ask you about wave characteristics, I might ask you to visually represent the ones that we visually represented, and perhaps comment on the ones that we just kind of defined. Or I could be a jerk and, you know, make instead of a wave versus position, wave versus time graph. No?
So
Sure.
like, you see how on the sheet, how the amplitude is just this part?
Yeah, it's from the middle to the top.
It's from the middle to the top.
The whole thing, top to bottom, is twice the unit. Alec? Waves worksheet? Yes, probably. Other questions? Waves worksheet.
For concave.
Lens worksheet? Probably. Yes.
For concave views, so you have like for the image or the object be over here.
For, yes. That's concave, the object has to be on this side. It's convex, the object has to be on this side. Okay. Other questions, comments, concerns, queries, conundrums, caterpillars, Confucianisms, quagmires, quandaries, coconuts, cantaloupes.
Candy.
Candy is not appropriate for school.
Coconut.
Coconuts are a fruit. Fruit's appropriate. Anything else? Part of me really wants to like zoom in the camera and do like the opening to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Do it.
Do it.
I have lipstick.
I don't want to do it that badly. All right. We're gonna.
Camera. Show. Let's
Do-
see
do
the
you guys-
students. We're the students. Oh, you were like videotaping it.
Hello, future Heather. This is so tight.
No, I'm used.
Well, you will be on YouTube.